Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Creator Studio. And live content. Right now, live. Nope. Live now. Mm-mm. That is me. Yes. Your channel. And live. Okay. Seems to be working. I think we're working there now. No comments. No comments. Okay, live chat. Okay, open panel. Here we go. Okay, be with you in one moment there, guys. Oh. Two. Pin. Pin message. Okay, hello everyone. I'm just gonna give it another few minutes. We're good with time. Live stream. Live stream 17 date 3rd of May 2026 time 12:30 p.m. Collab NA subject Mermay and let's see, adjust the camera. Mermay and subscribers. Okay. Have a look and see who is here. Oh, yes. Hello, everyone. Hi. Zach. Yeah, I have to remember you're not Astrid. You are Zach. Hello and welcome. Stay positive. Hi. A long time no see, I think. Who else is here? Stephanie. Hi. Remember. Yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you, Zach. I hope everybody is okay. Goober. Okay, you're now Gold Moon Goober. What happened there? Yeah, and obviously you guys can see me and hear me, so that is good. Mr. Morningstar. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time, but I'm not sure. He might stop by. I don't know. He is a little bit busy at the moment with studying and real life. Yeah, he's gone a little bit quiet, but anyway, I'm here to keep the show moving. I hope everybody is well today, and I might just play around with my camera a little bit more just to see. Yeah, the trouble is I'm quite narrow here, but anyway, yeah, so I can just sort of adjust and readjust as we go. Yeah, so this Goober, you're right. This is going to be a Mooman, hopefully stream. So I've made some little sketches. So we might draw them, and I don't know if I can promise about coloring one or two today, but we'll see how we go. If not, anyway, I'll be uploading them. Well, thank you, Zach. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like and subscribe. Yeah, and I know you guys are good, but keep it all PG. Basically, yeah. So I do a little. I'll just show the warm up, just to kind of get used to being on stream. I'll just show what I've been doing for April. And yeah, as you know, it's mermay, so this means mer creatures. But anyway, not all mer creatures. I'm going to just show what I've been working on this April. So, excuse me. So that was last live stream, Easter. My OCs and their kind of, yeah, I never finished that page. So anyway, I don't know what's that doing there. That shouldn't be there. Yeah, so and hello and welcome to the stream. And I hope everybody is okay. I hope everybody is enjoying their Sunday. And I hope May finds you well. So I made a video about these. So it's kind of getting into the swing of mermaid. So there is a little bit of more aquatic and mer creatures. So yeah, so a mermaid, harpy. You're not okay. Oh dear, Zach. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I hope the time passes and I hope it's quick and I hope you do get back to good times because it's easy to remember or it's easy to forget that these times they're impermanent, so they will hopefully move on and hopefully very quickly. All stages of your life, we think they last forever, but a lot of the times, fortunately or unfortunately, they do not. Things change, and hopefully they will for you. 4 days of exams next week. Well, I hope you pass anyway, Goober, and I hope you get really good gold stars and the best of luck with them and study hard. And I hope you can kind of like relax for a few days leading up to them. But, oh, passed away. Okay. My goodness. Well, at least Japan is something to look forward to. And Zach, also with your friend, that is extremely tragic and especially at a young age. But try to think of it this way. They were your friend. They enjoyed your company. And you were here and you were the best, a lot, not the best part, not necessarily, but you were one of the good aspects of their life. So I would try when friends do that with me, I would try to think of that at least there was good times and you were part of that good time. So in a way, you're honoring them. That's the way I would hopefully look at it. But my goodness, my condolences to them. That is very tragic. And Stephanie, oh my god, yeah, well, maths was not my strong subject either, but the best of luck with them. I hope you can. I hope you can get some study in. So yeah, and best of luck with retaking them. So I'm just gonna, yeah, so I went with kind of more aquatic beings here. So yeah, you can see I was starting off April already thinking of mer creatures. You spill keyboard perfume. Well, I hope it's nice perfume, Goober, because if it's not, it's gonna stink, and you're not going to be happy using that keyboard. This is my kind of centaur sort of. Well, centaur, I know she's got paws and a tail. I kind of like to think they're more like dragony kind of centaurs. But anyway, this is my centaur princess. So she was made in acrylic paint, I think, and some markers, and there's some gold kind of gel pen with her. So that's how she was made. She's probably my favorite of all of April so far. I don't know, I just kind of feel like she's like a princess or something, or there's a Disney princess vibe to her. As teachers, oh my goodness, I know, I know that feeling. It's a horrible feeling, but at least it's not your own fault, but it's nearly worse thinking it is somebody else's as well. But I know what you mean with, you know, the phrase, a teacher is only as good as their student, or a student is only as good as their teachers. Yeah, so Two cats. Oh, two. Okay. How's the kitten? It was you that had a kitten, wasn't it? How was little kitties? So two now. Are they friends? Making friends? Yeah, and Stephanie, I do have another Dragator coming up along this line, but this was a challenge of spacesuits. So I didn't want to do a astronaut because I don't really like drawing mech and kind of space age. So I kind of thought, oh, spacesuits, what am I going to do? So I decided I'll put my OCs in cosmic material and they're in suits. So that's my take on spacesuits. He's Roman, is he? And the new one, oh, is a ginger cat. Oh my goodness, ginger cats. You're going to be in for it with ginger cats. They're completely different from ordinary cats. They're a law unto themselves. But you'll have fun with a ginger cat. I know I did anyway. It's a wild creature, but anyway. And some of my paint from the previous pages got onto them, but mid-April, some of the mermaid prompts were out. So I decided to do them already. I know I couldn't wait. This is a prompt from Queen Ariel of the Realm. On Instagram, I usually find them. She prompted black and white, so I thought, yeah, black and white. Why not? And as you can see, the first merman of the month. Yeah, so already, and yes, they do have little horns because I like to think they're more like dragonfish than actual fish. And this is the prompt Sleepy from Cupateal Art. So I just thought, I'm not that happy with this one. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not so happy with her. I might redo her. Yeah, and more I'm not happy with. So this is Mer Friends, and so I was going with kind of an underground or under more a lake or a river. So that's why they're overwhelmingly green and gold. And this is artist. So yeah, the little dragon creature head here. It ran. I think I made it in, was it green ink? And it ran, and I couldn't save it fully, so I had to just repaint it. And then at that stage, I got really sick of it, so I moved on. So sometimes prompts and things and art challenges are like that. Hello, hi, happy, welcome, welcome, and welcome back, Zach. So yeah, art challenges be like that. Sometimes you're happy with it, other times you're not. But anyway, so another again, so this is from Lucy S494 on Instagram. She did the prompt, or she released the prompt, and one was, hi happy, I hope you are happy and welcome back, long time no see. I'm very good. How are you, happy? Hope you, I always say this, but I hope you are happy. But if not, I hope you will soon become happy. How is your Sunday going? But yeah, so this it was Trident. So I was thinking about something a little bit like along the lines of Atlantis. And yeah, so he wasn't originally designed to have armor. I don't know how mer people. Oh, you're injured. I hope you're okay. Oh no, you're going to lurk. Okay, well that's okay. You can lurk away. You definitely don't have to speak. 'Tis I who will do all of the speaking. And the more you listen, the more you realize I'm very good at that. But yeah, lurk away indeed. But thank you for joining. Why are you injured? I hope you are okay. It could be just something very small. But anyway, so yeah, so this guy tried, and I was thinking along the lines of maybe medieval. Then I decided no, I liked Atlantis. I don't know why or how a mer person would have armor. What kind of armor? I was thinking maybe giant crab shells, maybe. But anyway, he has them. And then for this is Atlantis runes. And yeah, I should say I covered them with this iridescent sort of glitter. So you can kind of see it particularly with the mer creatures here. And the idea with this is probably my favorite being done well. Well, when you get to my age, happy, it'll be because of your being old, you will pick up injuries. And it won't be being dumb, it'll just be, I was old. But yeah, so this idea is these guys are Atlantean runes, kind of typical, and watercolors, and I think black ink, and they've unearthed Atlantean runes, of course. It's probably my second favorite. And this is the first double page spread. So yeah, this is my OC Julie. And yeah, she kind of looks after her in her world, made up world, so to speak. She looks after mer creatures. So, oh, good, you're okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I know, Zach. Yeah, yeah. I just say another way. Once you're my age, you can say old. You were old, so you just injured yourself by being old, and it's perfectly valid. But anyway, so Julie is. I was looking on, so she's sort of referencing 1960s sort of fashion and style, and I was trying to kind of emulate that along the kind of her background. I don't know if I did, but I'm happy with how she turned out, and I have a nod to another OC, kind of like a funny little Easter egg, sort of in my in this. So I thought that was quite silly. And thank you, Happy, thank you. And yeah, so she's looking in the other world or the underworld, or I change my mind all of the time, but she's basically looking at mer creatures in a tank. I don't know, are they rescued Happy Finn's Sea Sanctuary? Maybe, I don't know, but this is kind of catching the moment that she suddenly becomes fascinated with them and suddenly thinks that she wants to study them for the rest of her life. And it's sort of like a light bulb moment that she sort of sees one and it just catches. It's like a spark with a flame. It just caught. And for the rest of her life, she's going to end up being fascinated by these creatures. Anyway, so then we move on. And never ending mer creatures. But anyway, so this is Copatiel's art. So this is catfish. Yeah, so I was at the aquarium as well this month. I know, to get sort of realism in on my mer creatures. But yeah, happy, yeah. Yeah, hi, yeah, everyone is saying hello to one another, but mer creatures. So I was at the aquarium and picking up sort of um oh, the word, what is the word? Inspiration. And I seen catfish, jellyfish, seen a whole load of fish. And as soon as I came home, I wanted to sketch them. And I did. And I'm really happy with. So this guy, he's not typically jellyfish looking. I was thinking maybe glass catfish. But then I added in the jellyfish anyway. And yeah, so he's kind of see-through and he's got a little bit of body horror going on in that. He seems to have absorbed living fish or fish shoal, and they're kind of not necessarily a puppet, but they're sort of like nearly like controlling him from the inside. So they swim, and he sort of around his body around him has to swim with them. Even though, yeah, he looks like he's doing most of the swimming there, but here I don't know. But I like that idea. It's a little bit freaky. And then, yeah, so more, yeah, I know. And these were abandoned because I don't like them. So we won't talk about them. But this is Link and Worm. And it's two dogfish, just sort of linked around one another. I might finish it, I don't know. And this is the last. So he's not finished either. This is, well, I don't know who they are. Yeah, Ranulph is a kind of chowdery vampire type creature. And this is the male Dragator. So I will show, I don't know what his relation to this lady Dragator. So here is the lady version. So the princess Dragator. And here's the male one. So yeah, I don't know which one I like more, but I do love those clouds and I do love that castle. So, and I don't know why I added in Ranulph here, but he kind of fits in. And it does look a little bit girly looking, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I like the way the costume, kind of the Tudor dress kind of came out. And yeah, and I did some border work. So at the end of it, when I finished finally talking, yeah, I'll just showcase the little kind of book. This is my book of borders, and I hope it hasn't all stuck together. So this is Medieval Meditations. Oh, yeah, it has stuck together. So the problem with this is the pages are treated with sort of a glazing agent, and yeah, it does stick, unfortunately. But yeah, so you can see kind of it's just ideas for kind of color schemes and what sort of borders I could potentially use. But anyway, finally, and you guys are wondering, goodness, is she ever going to stop talking? But I'll continue. I'll crack on. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay here today. I'm having a really busy weekend, actually. So, yeah, I don't know how long I'll stay or how far I can get. But I'll try to colour in one. And this design here, so this is now, I'll have to hold it up. This is in Paya Mermaid. I think it's by a creator on Instagram, and I should have taken their name down. This is a draw this in your own style challenge. And the point is, this is the mer creature that they have. So you draw them similarly in that style, well, in your own style, but you draw that picture if you're not familiar. So that's what I'm going to do. And I was thinking, looking at her tail, she's quite like an eel, so I might keep that. So we'll crack on anyway. And I have a little rubber pen and I got some friends here to friends to help me with my drawing. So yeah, and I made an effort this month because last year was the first time I wasn't on YouTube last year. But last year, hopefully you guys can see that properly. Yeah. So last year first year I wasn't on YouTube this time last year, but the first time I did Mermay. And the first time I did any kind of art challenge. Now I might have to keep flipping back and forward. Can we twist it down? Yeah, we can. So she's got long ears. Kind of long, sort of fin ears. And that's the thing about mer creatures as well. I'm not sure if I like some of them. Now, if you draw them and they have knees, that's fine. That's okay. But I personally am not going to give my mer people knees. I give mine horns and spines. You gotta go, Happy. Okay, well, that's all right. But thank you for joining. And I don't know how long this stream is going to be, but if you do decide to come back, I might be still here talking, which, that's quite normal. But have a nice Sunday, and, we'll pass one another again in a stream or wherever. But thank you. Thank you for joining. And if anyone is new and watching and they're a new subscriber, yeah, maybe, yeah, and thank you. If anyone is a new subscriber, and they'd just like to mention it, I have a little notebook here that I put my new subscribers in. So please do, just let me know. And I'll put your name down. Now this lady here, so she's definitely a mer, some sort of tropical mermaid. So we'll do her body here. So So yeah, so goodbye, Happy, and thank you for joining. But yeah, so this I wasn't on. She has a fish friend, hasn't she? I think she has got a little fish friend. Yeah, she does. I'm quite good at well, I say quite good, but I'm quite good at my my memory for images. So that's good. What I'll do is actually, it is draw it in your own style, but I'll draw several of the little fish friends. So I'll just draw like a small little shoal. And her hair here, I don't know if mer people in my idea, do they have hair? I don't know. Is it more like fishy kind of fronds? Is it hair like we have? I don't know, but we'll give her tiny. I know it's draw it in your own style. So we'll give her tiny little horns, just in case, and because I don't want to kind of do my own thing with her. But just in case, I like to keep them. We can keep them. And she's zooming along in a coral reef. And see, the problem is with mer people and my screen is they're very, very long. So we'll fill out her tail here. And I haven't decided what kind of tail she should have. The actual challenge, it has quite a long tail. So and eel's tails are not what I'm familiar with. But we'll make it up. Doesn't have to be realistic. And we'll give her a fin, and the fin sort of looks like it's part of the tail, but it is a separate fin. And we'll give her a kind of a more of a back fin. So yeah, so this time last year I did my first mermaid challenge. I didn't film it because I wasn't on YouTube at the time. Quite ill last year. Hi, Crimson. Long time no see, but welcome, welcome. And how are you feeling today? How is your Sunday? Are you having a nice Sunday? And welcome back. And welcome to the stream. But thank you for joining. And how are you feeling? And as I was saying, yeah, so last year, May, first time I did an art challenge, let alone Mermay. And I wasn't feeling very well. Well, I wasn't very well last year, and I wasn't on YouTube. So this is the second year, and I wanted to make a whole year of it. So that is what I'm doing. You're fine. Oh, headache and stomachache. I wonder is it a one of those bugs going around, because I have had sort of in and out of that kind of thing, bugs and stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. And I always find with a stomach kind of thing, sometimes you do get other issues along with it, like you do get a bug, or you do get a headache, headachy kind of fluey kind of symptoms. So what I should do actually is, because I'm not sure if this is water soluble, and I'm afraid in case it runs, so I'll swap it out. So anyway, so not thinking too much about, I find with mer people, that's why I sort of like drawing them. They're quite simple to draw. You kind of do in the shapes of them. And then you can decide with, color and things, what you want to do and form and all that. It's really the pose and the shape is key with mer people, I find. And then once you've got the body shape down, you can pop in all of the colors and the fin shape. And yeah, there's sort of a long kind of, apart from their, the head and the poses, they are quite a long kind of, long tapering shape. And because they are, they are, of course, a creature based on mythology, you can go all out with them. So they can be whatever you like. A bit like dragons, actually. So she's zooming through the sea. Or the coral reefs, as I said, and she kind of looks like, now eels being not my big thing. She sort of looks like, is it an electric eel? I don't know. Something anyway, but her face is not quite eel-like. You can kind of, I prefer like not necessarily human up here and fish down there, not like that, but kind of more human in form up top. You could go all out and put fish parts everywhere on her. But for the purpose of this, I'm not going to do that. I have a specific sort of style for my mer creatures that I kind of like to stick to. So we might colour her in, actually. I was planning that we would at least finish one per live stream. Well, not per live stream, but one at least in this live stream, and we'll have drawings in certain colors. I wanted to do a sky as well, and I wanted to do some acrylic marker painting in my live stream. So we'll see how we go. But anyway, now, so I'm thinking here, so her tail starts off in sort of pink, purple, blue. So it's pink, purple, blue. We might start with the light colors and build them up to the warm kind of colors along her body and all the way to the black. And I'm going to see how I can paint with my acrylic markers. And yeah, I have acrylic markers, rattle, you can hear them, of course. I also have paintbrushes, and I'm going to see how much I can paint with them. I've been trying this on and off, sort of, yeah, in and out of them. So I brought along a mug for, yeah, on my table. Where is this going to go? Where is this going to go? Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay, now, and a drink of water. Now, we'll start at her tail. And you guys hold on to these. You keep them safe. Yeah, perfect. 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 Now, that's good. Yeah, so these guys, so I'm going to start with the lightest, so her tail tip. And I hope your stomachache does actually clear up soon, Crimson. And because, yeah, those things, they're not fun. Definitely not fun. Not nice. And kind of more annoying than anything sometimes. Yeah, so she's kind of, I'm not sure if I like that color pink. So we might kind of go over it. Oh, what is this? That's very dry. Is her body? I have to keep looking. Yeah, okay, so her main body is line field shorts. Okay. Yeah, work away. Yeah, Zach. You can always, if you have other things to do, feel free, or have me, maybe you guys have me on in the background. I do that on streams too. So I'm not that happy with it. Well, I'm sort of happy with how that pink on the very tip of her tail ended up. But what I'm actually going to do is, so this is heading into the dark pink. And you can kind of see it here. Now that actually does look good. Actually, I'm not going to paint that. I know. I said I'd paint, but I don't kind of want to. That's nice, nice kind of blend in there. Now I might do it with this. So there's a little bit of a line there, as you can see. So with a damp paintbrush, I'm going to paint. So I actually do this with the acrylic markers a lot. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I do actually paint with the acrylic markers. Now, it might sound a bit mad to do that, but yeah, that's what I do with them. I kind of find it's like actual acrylic paint. Oh, I'm not that happy with that. Like actual acrylic paint, that you got to be quick with. Once the paintbrush, now not a wet paintbrush, just a damp one. As soon as I lay them down on the paper like this, and as soon as they're damp, don't give them any time at all to dry. Go over them with a damp paintbrush. And sometimes you'll be luckier, sometimes, but other times you won't be. Just depending on the colours too. Sometimes it'll look more convincing. Other times you'll lighten it, or you'll get it looking very chalky. But hopefully that somewhat looks kind of convincing if I hold it up. Yeah, it depends. I'm not sure what markers it allows that for, but I find the most acrylic markers, even the student range, I find they do allow it because I'm not sure I like this color blue. This entire stream is don't like this color, don't like that color. But yeah, most acrylic markers, because I think of acrylic markers, and people might disagree, but I always think of them as basically acrylic paint in a pen. So it's paint in a pen, and if you can do them, a lot of the time, if it takes experimenting too, of course, but a lot of the time, what you can do with them in a tube as ordinary paint, a lot of the time you can do that with them in the barrel of a pen. Now, as I say, sometimes you're going to be luckier than others with the colors. These blue ones now, maybe not so. So I might put another layer. You're going to take a bat. Okay, so it's 7 p.m. Yeah, it's quite late. Yeah, and US people, I think it's quite early morning if any are around. Usually not, but yeah, usually it's kind of late for you guys. And I think Goober, if you're still here, it's usually about 6 or 7 with you. pretty sure. Yeah, so yeah, um, AC. I'm not sure what you AC. Yeah, so Clash Royale. I think you might mean, is that for Zach? I'm not sure, but not quite getting AC, but anyway. So I do like these. I actually like this better than bringing in greens. I might bring in greens on the kind of her maybe I don't know, I'll see. I'm not, you see, she does have green and orange and everything along here, but I kind of like more of the blues and purples. It's kind of my kind of thing when it comes to colors. So I might just stick with that. I do have blues and greens along here, but we'll see how far we get. I would like to finish a mer creature. Um, no, I find they don't bleed. Now, bearing in mind, I use actually watercolor. I use very thick kind of paper. I use thick paper for them, and just because I find, I do a lot of mixed media, so thick paper, as in 200 to 300 GSM, I find, and I don't find they bleed. I don't get much trouble that way with them. I find with alcohol markers, you're much more likely to have bleed, and that is if the paper is too thin for them. So, the kind of 170 GSM paper, yeah, they're more prone to bleeding. So, but not the generally not the acrylic markers. Generally not. Yeah, so kind of little folds in her fin. And oh, Stephanie, you're drawing a dragon. That is cool. That is cool. And what color are they, or what are they going to be, or what kind of a dragon? And hi, Mama. Hi, and welcome. I should show you, Mama. I've started with, I'm going to be working. It's in bed here. Oh, how cozy. How cozy. So for Mermay, I'm picking this, draw this in your own style. So I'm trying to draw her. But hi and welcome. And it sounds cozy over there. Just before you got here, I did all say most US guys are probably all still in bed and it's early morning. Well, I said early morning anyway. So this lady here, this little lady, she's quite long, so she won't fit in the screen. You don't know what color? Okay. Well, I often think, sometimes I draw things, I don't know what color they are. So yeah, I kind of think, well, what's my favorite colors? And yeah, it's usually on the gradient of lilacs, purples, blues, those sort of colors. So, or you could draw, if there's colors that you're wondering about, not wondering about, but kind of like you never draw in them. Like I would never draw with yellow or anything. Maybe you could do a challenge. Draw in those colors. Yeah, so hard to know. Yeah, early, probably like 7 a.m. or something. But thank you for being here. You're most welcome. Most welcome. And oh my goodness, 5. Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow. Okay. That is very early. Yeah, that's crazy early. But thank you for being here. Because I usually the times I stream at, and it doesn't really suit me later in the day. But yeah, this kind of time suits me. But if I stream later, I would catch more you guys. But it's okay. I don't mind. Yeah. So she's got. I'm going to stick with her. I'm going to stick with the black body and her gradient. I'm going to just stick with maybe the pinks and purples. 7 a.m. Okay, okay, yeah, so sleeping. Now, funny that, Mama, I sleep in until 8 at weekends too, because I'm a morning person, and 8 to me is a lie-in. And Stephanie, oh, are you sitting up? Are you watching in bed too? 13:05. Okay, yeah, it's similar here. Yeah, yeah, we're similar time. Yeah, the bed's small on my rubber. Oh yeah, I get that. Mine basically. What else? What other hair? Yeah, Mine is basically, and it's a small bed, but I find if I, things, I try to avoid doing stuff in it because there was a time when basically I lost a scissors in the bed. It was a small scissors, but yeah, I lost it. And you can guess what happened after that. So ever since I kind of thought, no, 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 that's not going to happen again. No, so little tiny, tiny. So I do aim to do one color in one, at least one mermaid. So, and then we'll see, can we draw any more? Yeah, I do lose things like that as well. Now as I said, I stopped kind of bringing things into the bed with me because that was happening. But yeah, annoying. And yeah, I'm gonna. So this lilac here, this lovely lilac, it actually does kind of tend to blend quite well with the acrylic. So I sort of painting with my acrylic pens, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, I know. I usually wake up, depending on what. Well, I'm certainly up and about at 8, but my morning on work days, yeah, I don't go too early. So yeah, sometimes like 7:30, but yeah, I can totally get why you would be up at that time. I used to be 7:45, but my times changed. So yeah, but I would be awake kind of normally on weekends anyway. What time did I wake up this morning? Actually, no, I slept in a bit. Well, no, I didn't sleep in. Not sure what time I woke up. I think I was 7:30 this morning. But anyway. So we'll do a little bit of gradient of blue. So this kind of nice sort of powdery. There's a little bit of purple in this blue. And it goes well for her hair or her fronds. I don't know if mer people have fronds or hair like we do. Maybe it's more fronds. But anyway, she has them here now. As for her body, she kind of has fins growing up her body, and she has, yeah, the skin color, I'm not sure. Yeah, so skin color, I'm not that sure about. So we might just move on and I'll think about her. I know, I know. So we might move on to more Mar people and I'll show you where they are. So here we go. So Mama, yeah, I'll just flick through if you're still watching. I did speak a little bit. That's my Easter live stream. So sort of flicking through kind of what I was up to in April. So yeah, Centaur Princess, cosmic space suits, yeah, more mer creatures, and some I'm happy with, some I'm not. Where did I get my pens? Actually, yeah, sometimes I get them. It greatly depends. I have a good kind of art shop near me, and I actually buy most of my art supplies in person. Thank you, Mama. And yeah, so that's actually, I should show, that's the princess. So that's the princess centaur. I don't know if he's what he is, but or what they are. Well, that's Ranulph anyway. But yeah, so that's the male version. So I do love that sky. And then just kind of a little kind of spread about what I've been doing. And yeah, so yeah, I do buy most of them in person. Now, I know for most people that's actually not sort of possible. But yeah, for me, but the Artex ones I did have to order online, and I budgeted half the year for them because they're actually not sold in shops anywhere in where I am. So yeah, that was unfortunate. They were a big purchase, and yes, I'm really happy with them. But yeah, I did actually have to go out of buying my art supplies in person for those. Now these guys, I'm not sure, trying to pose these first. And one of the prompts on the mermaid prompt is, well, actually two. One is moon and the other is narwhals. So I was thinking, well, it would be quite interesting to actually combine the two. So you can combine the two, but how indeed? And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So we'll block them in anyway. And I'm not sure whose tail is whose, but looping over anyway. I do like the idea that one little creature's tail is looping over the other, even though it kind of might not make sense. But anyway, we'll do him looping around. And girls or boys are they or thems? I'm not sure. I'm definitely not sure. And yes, I like the idea that they have tiny little. We might not make them as big, but little narwhal horns. And we might put them in a little arch and window, like a little arch. So a little kind of yeah, a little arch, and I think maybe the moon here. So the moon, like full moon, because you can combine the prompts. So I do it anyway, and nobody has ever. I keep saying this, and I will be saying it in my videos coming up. Oh. None of my prompts, nobody has ever said anything to me on, well, ever as in like this year and last year about, well, so far I haven't posted anything this year, but no one has ever said anything, well, you're not allowed to combine this prompt with this and you're not allowed to do that. They're just happy I'm, doing some prompts, and that is kind of the way. If I ever host a mermaid prompt, and if you want to combine other prompts with other prompts and from other creators and yet more other prompts, I'll be just happy you thought of me in the first place. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, I do find that's why I kind of like Mermay. It's a little bit nicer than Inktober. I might do. Is that a girl? I don't know. Actually, I'll make her a girl. Yeah, yeah. So sometimes I don't know, and then like. Then I do. So she kind of feels kind of, smaller. So yeah, I'll make her a girl. And I'm not sure about you here, but you might be a he. Not kind of really to say that, not trying to be gender formative or not bringing in that whole debate, but yeah, you might be a he. I'll see. I'm not a fan of your head at the moment, but yeah, I like the idea that they're going to be sitting in a window. And they're going to be kind of like Romeo and Finliette here. They're going to be, well, there's no room with the window. But anyway, lovingly staring into each other's eyes. So we'll do that. And, why didn't I move you up? But anyway, this is the window. And I wonder, okay, I might be able to do it. Yeah, I can do it a little bit smaller. So free ball and an arch. Scratch. And now. So yeah, I like the idea that they're in I don't know, is it some kind of a beachy kind of castle or something, or a castle by a cliff, and it is ruined. But yeah, so they're in kind of like a little kind of arch and sort of a medieval window, and the moon is behind him. So yeah, so that's Romeo and Finliette here. I do like that, and they're both somehow they are narwhals. Don't ask, I don't know. Somehow, but yeah, so yeah, I kind of like them a little bit better now. Yeah, there they go. Tell you what, Narmaids, I do like that. Actually, that's like that. What is the Greek? I'm going to get it wrong because I don't know a whole lot about Grecian sort of mythology. What's that? Is it the Naiads? Is that what they're called? But when I see Narmaids, actually is a great name. When I see the word Narmaid written down, I just think immediately the Naiads, I think they're called. And I don't know what they are, but that's what I think of. So we'll do her sort of looking up at him. So they're somehow what's the word? Narmaids, yeah, narmaids. Yeah, so I like that. I like that idea. And I was hoping to paint again a nice kind of sky behind them. So we'll see how we go. And I like the idea that both their horns are crossing. Now, if these guys are going to kiss, I don't know. I don't know how they are, but maybe they don't. Maybe it's something else they do to express one's desire. But anyway, that's what they are doing. Naiads, yeah, I'm not that much. Not that I'm not a fan of. It's just I mythology, and I don't know a lot. I don't know anything about any kind of mythology. A few about obviously my own more folky kind of stuff, but I don't know a whole lot about the Grecian stuff, and so I don't know if I can pass much judgment on it. But no, I won't. And yeah, I don't know much about it now. And I don't know if it appeals to me. I hope I'm not offending anyone by saying that, but I don't know if it appeals to me as much as other things do. But if you're a big fan of Grecian mythology, great. I did actually plan some Atlantean. I have the Atlantean mer creatures. Yeah, so kind of these guys with Atlantean, the team. The prompt was Atlantis ruin, and I thought, oh, Atlantis. Yeah. So, and that was these guys. So I did like them. Yeah, you're very right, and you're very right. You're very correct. There is an awful lot of similarities in a lot of mythologies, even mythologies that are not close to each other. You know, like Romans and Greeks are close, but there's a lot of similarities. I do find funnily enough, in oh, whose tale is? Yeah, a lot of kind of similarities in sort of even how are these guys even sitting? Okay, yeah, I've got a little bit of a problem here. But she seems to have slipped out of his lap. I don't know how they are sitting, but anyway, ignore it. But yeah, even mythologies like of cultures that are not beside one another, not even on the same continent, funnily enough, and they are very similar. I don't know how that is, but it's kind of maybe they're all trying to find kind of answers for sort of real life natural things, and they all did it themselves, came to the same conclusion. Yeah, I do too, actually, Mama. I find it quite fascinating that even, funnily enough, even the idea that, well, the Egyptians built pyramids, but so did I think, is it the Mayans or the Aztecs had pyramids? Now, I know they're different pyramids and generations apart, but it is kind of fascinating that the same ideas and that happened. That really fascinates me, that how come two separate cultures that were never ever linked, that we know of, never kind of cross paths, how did they figure out, how did they know? I know a pyramid is quite, arguably maybe a simple structure, I don't know, but how did they figure out, how did they think we'll build a pyramid and the Egyptians will build a pyramid? I don't know. I think that's fascinating too. And I'd like that answered, but yeah, it's not going to be answered. It's one of those history mysteries, as it's called, or as I think I just called them that. But yeah, and reading about even like Irish mythology, it's quite similar. There's the beings like the Fae and the fairies, from what I know. And I've heard other people say this. Now, some people might disagree with me, but they're quite similar to the yokai in Japanese culture, or there's that kind of trickstery element with those kind of things. And yet, like we're worlds apart. I don't know how that happens, or used to happen more. And you'd certainly think more cultures would be more sort of close to one another now. But I don't know. Oh, hi, Ven. Hi, hi. Welcome, welcome. You're in work. Okay. Wow, wow. Well, I hope you are having a nice time in work. And if you need to go, don't worry. Don't worry. I actually was, every time you seem to be streaming, I seem to be in work. So, that way, that much we are equal. But I hope you are having a nice time in work and I hope everything is okay with you. But yeah, it's we're discussing why did the why did the Aztecs or the Mayans have pyramids and the Egyptians did as well. So yeah, we're discussing that. So it's a history sort of somewhat history podcast, but and I'm also drawing mermen so and mer creatures. So yeah. So if you have any thoughts, but oh, you found your rubber. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, because you can't. It's one of the things you really need to have it. So yeah, you need to. You can't be without it. I'm glad you found it, but sometimes when I drop things down in my bed, I usually have to pull the bed out from the wall, take up the sheets, get under it. So yeah. You're having a slow breakdown. Oh no, oh no. Well, I hope now I can just be the release from that. I really hope that. But actually, another thing, Mama, if you're still here, another thing I kind of find fascinating because I'm not really into as is mythology. Just why is it quite similar? But yeah, I didn't do much retail. I'm gonna admit, but yeah, I do a small bit, and never again. I you guys are stronger than I could ever be. But another, oh, I keep jogging the camera. No, 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 phone, you're not allowed. Ah, oh, okay. Orientation. I think I'm okay. Yeah, no, it keeps saying it wants to change my orientation. No, 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 you're not allowed. Uh, funny looking mushroom. Oh, I thought it was a dragon. Okay, well, maybe you can turn it into a dragon. Dragon mushroom? There was something I was going to say, and now it's oh yeah, those I'm going to call them the Easter Island statue heads that have bodies. The Moai, I think. Moai, I'm pretty sure is the name, but I just seen how that community, they had built themselves up on that island, and they were, aside from everything else, and to get those lumps of stone to move without a wheel, because the don't think they had the concept of wheels. They It's really complicated but really simple. But basically, they walked it up. They got the stone to move itself. And I just thought, oh my goodness, that's fascinating. How and did any other civilization ever think of doing such a thing? As in, the stone was propped up, and they had, I think, I don't know if it was logs or two other big stones, and they got it to rock its way up. I don't know. Now, I was thinking there is dolmens here, and there are probably some in England. But if you're not sure what they are, is they're basically massive stones, and they're in a tripod formation, and they've always thought that they rolled them up on logs and they built banks around them. Now that could be the case, but it got me thinking: did they do a similar thing? And yet the Easter Island people years after them was doing also the same kind of these walking stone ideas. I don't know. I was kind of just thinking about that during the week, so I don't know if anybody else has ever thought of that, but yeah, just kind of puzzled that, certain, isn't it funny that certain cultures can kind of have to reach the same sort of the same kind of inventions. I don't like his head. Yeah, his head has to change now by the end of this. It's a bit too small at the back. But yeah, so does any other culture have they ever do similar things that we don't know about? It's like I was reading about. See, that's why I'm more interested in actual facts and science and things and history rather than mythology, because we don't, it's a lot of, and some of it can be speculation. But that's why I wonder, did anybody else, like the Easter Island people may have done, did they do that walking stone kind of thing? Yeah, and other things as well. isn't cows, I think two separate people, two separate cultures domesticated cows similarly. So I've heard anyway. I don't know if any of this is, what fact is in it, but it's quite interesting. See, that's what gets me kind of talking and discussing things is not kind of mythology. I'm not really into mythology as such. It's more kind of the similarities between kind of mythology and kind of cultures that have never met and they have similar kind of stories. It's that really. But anyway, so these are now I'm going to fix his head has to go. And I think I will actually just yeah, a mushroom dragon actually, Stephanie, would be really cute actually. You got to do a mushroom dragon actually now that we've all said it. Yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that you're drawing along. I'm glad that anybody, if you are watching and if you're not doing art yourself, I'm glad you're having a good time. Oh my goodness, 1:30. So we're an hour in, and how little I've how little I've gone. So yeah, so the main colors here, as you can see, are kind of I was going with kind of these kind of nice sort of lilacs. Now, the other prompt here is crown. So I was thinking I would do a close up. You're relaxing with coffee. Oh, very nice. So well, coffee is always good in the morning. I had coffee this morning. I don't have anything to drink on me now. I don't know. I just didn't get anything with me. I usually do. I just have water. But this lady here, so it's crown. So I think she's kind of, has she found a crown? The live stream. Yeah, I know. I never get anything done in the live streams. I always say I'll finish one, but I never do. And this lady up here, I was really hoping I would. I don't think so. I know, because I keep getting sidetracked and wanting to talk about kind of ancient civilizations and how they walked stone around a tiny island. Yeah, so and why? That's I keep getting distracted. And I hope also, Mama, if you're doing a I should say as well, you're doing a Mermay stream. I for me it'll be 6 o'clock in the evening, but later on in the day for you, I believe. So I probably you're all probably aware of Mama Lynx's channel, but do head over there. And yeah, you're doing one. And how is your sketch coming along? Because you were going to draw a mermaid too, and digital. So this lady here, I like the idea that she's possibly found this crown. And she's kind of she's not well, not that she's not sure, but she sort of somehow reaches the conclusion that yeah, you put it on your head. But I might do another one around her tail actually. Yeah, actually that's a funny idea. I might kind of or some kind of piece of kind of a like sunken treasure nearly. This could be a sunken treasure. Yeah, lurk away. Yeah, I always say that to people. And oh yeah, go. Oh, lost you. Hi. I know. I oh my goodness, this is terrible. But anyway, hello. I nearly always you see I do be drawing and I miss the messages and then I see people talking and yeah, Goober, yeah, I know. And oh, Goober, good, you remembered your E. But hello, lost. Yeah, I looked up and read lost boat. Hello, yes, yast. Lost Yacht. Hello. Yeah, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I'll just show you again. I know I've talked about this. I know I Lost Yacht. Yeah. It's a tongue twister, and especially when I get a lot of yeah, I do get tongue twied, Mama. You'll know all about that. But yeah, from my April live stream, my mer creature, so preparation for Mermay, and this is my centaur, dragator princess. My space suits or cosmic suits. More mer people, so black and white and sleepy from Instagram. Yeah, Mer Friends. So yeah, artist Mer Friends. Trident, so Atlantean runes for these. So yeah, Bill actually. Oh, Bill Cipher. I forgot I was going to do fan art of him ages ago. But yeah, I don't know if you've met this character. This is the boss. And I don't know what they do, but they have got an important role in the other world. And sometimes I depict him as a he, other times a she, other times just a they. I'm not sure what they are, but this a little bit more ladylike, but it doesn't really matter to them. And yeah, they do have a it's like it is like Bill Cipher personified. And then of course Julie then with her mer creatures. And yeah, my aquarium trip, I was sketching and drawing things from it. This jelly kind of, well, not really jelly. I was thinking more glass catfish. I'm not sure. And dogfish linked around one another. And this is my the male version of that centaur. So, and Ranulph. But yeah, the male version. And yeah, just a spread on that. So some of my yeah photos and things I took. And this is the draw this in your style challenge. I decided, and got as far as this with the with the live stream, of course. But anyway, hopefully now tonight I'll be finished at least one. I don't know. Busy kind of weekend, so and I was supposed to post things yesterday, but never got the chance. But anyway, so this lady here, she has found herself a crown. I'm thinking maybe more sunken treasure. I know. Yeah. Funny that we just mentioned it before you came on last year. That yeah, we just keep talking and talking, and we don't do what we intend to do. We have these great plans, but it never ends up that way. So I'm thinking maybe there's a little crown on her tail. I don't know if she can take it off. Maybe she can. Yeah, maybe her fins are quite soft, but maybe the idea that she comes across this sunken treasure. And I don't know how she concludes that you can put a crown on your head, probably because it is kind of fits her head too. But she might originally conclude that a smaller one could go on her tail. Kind of like Ariel in The Little Mermaid when she first saw a fork. That she originally thought that it was a comb because she was more used to a comb, again, society and culture. But anyway, so this little lady here, so she's got a nice crown for herself. Now, another thing I want to practice is how to draw arms when placed upwards. Placed upwards is I kind of try to do it myself in the mirror, and I have kind of trouble with the shoulders and the placement. So that's something I could definitely learn from. So she's quite queenly too, and this is a narwhal couple. Now I'm going to change his head and the moon behind them. I like the idea that she too is in another kind of narrower window of her own, and she's there. We'll see, can we get it to she's in another, so it's kind of regal. Like I don't think she has any notion of well, obviously human monarchy. A blue, a Viridian ultramarine or blue. Viridian. I like the name of that. I do know ultramarine more than I know Viridian, but I'll pick Viridian because it sounds kind of like a fantasy city. So yeah, I'll pick Viridian. Yeah, so I think is this for the mushroom or the dragon or something entirely different? Actually, I've just realized they look like gills. Yeah, they look like gills. But anyway, so that's her, and that's her tail. So with a crown. Yeah, Viridian. I like the name of that actually. I'm not sure what it's looks like in a blue, but it does sound, yeah, lost you. It does sound very fancy, and it sounds like a fantasy kind of city actually. Or something, or a name of something. Now this guy here, I was thinking, as you can see, I'll just up the camera more. So he's another double page spread. So I don't know if I'll tackle him, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to painting with my, I know it's a live stream and I go from one to the other to the other. So I'm going to do more painting with these little fishies up here, because in the drawing challenge, if I try and bend this page back, she just have a blue fish with her. So I'm going to do a little blue shoal of fish. Is it? Viridian is a city in... Well, there you go. Now, more of an excuse to draw Viridian. I didn't know that. But it's funny, isn't it? Because I think... Funny again how we reach the same conclusions that Viridian is... Yeah, it does sound like one. And yeah, you're right. They obviously thought that too. Yeah. Yeah, I know my Pokemon, but I don't know my modern Pokemon. It's more so Gen 1 and 2 I'm more used to. But yeah. There you go. Viridian City. It's more of an excuse, isn't it? We might draw little tails and a little eye maybe later. So Viridian City. Now how about that? That's another thing actually I should draw on a live stream. I have all these plans for live streams, but they sort of crumble to dust like my dreams. But anyway, the live stream of Pokemon or drawing fan art, I might. But yeah, I was thinking maybe for June, maybe. Yeah, actually, that was the idea. Yes, thank you, Mama Linksy. Yeah, drawing them in a more medieval setting, or I was thinking more even like styles, like say like a Celtic Pokemon would be kind of cool, and like a not samurai, kind of like the Japanese kind of watercolors, because Japan and Pokemons. I was thinking that, and maybe like a more of a Viking Anglo-Saxon kind of look for some of them. I'd have to think about that. Medieval Pokemon, I'm really, really intrigued as to that idea, and it will happen. I just don't know when. It would, yeah, it would be really cool. I think as Celtic kind of, and what was the other thing? Medieval and Celtic particularly, I would think would be really cool. And I'm planning, I did note it down. But a lot of my dreams, it stays in a book sometimes. But yeah, because I was thinking actually next month is, and I've lost a black pen. Oh no, I haven't. Next month it is, what is this May already? Okay. Yeah, it is Mermay. Next month. Okay, so next month we are on June. Yeah, so June. So it is Junicorn. Now, some unicorns, I don't normally do them, but I was thinking maybe a unicorn stream. I'm not sure. And for July, I was actually thinking of my own plant people, my OCs that I never draw when it's not summer. So yeah, I was thinking of that maybe for July. I have it in theory anyway. Yeah, yeah, I was thinking that actually maybe centaur and unicorn, as in unicorn. Yeah, I was thinking that actually might bring back the centaurs, or the Dragator creatures. So that would be cool. I was thinking of that, and I also think I'm good friends with another artist that I have done a collab with. So I've done one before with him. I'll see, does he want to do another one? Yeah, so yeah, why not? And then July for the plant people. So yeah, July is plant people month. Maybe I'm thinking. And August, I don't know. I am on holiday in quite a bit of August, so I don't want to get too far ahead. I was actually thinking, funnily enough, I might take screenshots on my travels. And I might actually try and attempt drawing landscapes. So I don't know if landscapes would be popular. They're not necessarily, it's not really a thing I usually do. But I'll see. But definitely June wants to be unicorns, should be unicorns, and then July maybe OCs, my own OCs, as in my own plant people. No. So hi Kibu Marwal. You're putting up printed posters. Okay, so what are the printed posters? I really, yeah, what are they and where did you get them from? And are they of your own artwork? But also, thank you for joining the stream and hello and welcome. Yeah, hello, welcome. I'm really interested to know what those printed posters are. And you're very welcome. So she's kind of this little mer creature here. So she's kind of skin tone. All of them object shows. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what I are something. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but and did you print them yourself or did you get them printed? Object shows, right? But welcome anyway to the stream. And object shows. I'm wondering what does that mean? It might be something very, very obvious. Oh, your dad. Okay, your dad guy. Cool, cool. Okay. Now this is ending up a little bit muddy here, but I did want to bring in more pink on her skin rather than just the black. It's not working, as you can probably see. So yeah, I'm just a lot of clicking around with different kinds of pens now. I'm going to be really, really brave. And this is actually an alcohol marker. And yes, it's going over an acrylic marker. And doing it quite well. Yeah, so because I might highlight her arm here in white. Yeah, I think I'll do that actually. And blend in. And for anybody that is just new and joined, Kipu, if you want me to call you something else, please let me know. But yeah, you're very welcome to join in my stream. If you've seen from the title here, I'm drawing mer creatures. And I'm doing them with acrylic and, well, a mixture of alcohol markers, and I'm also painting them in. Oh, 3D laser printer. Ooh, fancy. And do you plan on printing much else with them? What else are you going to print with them? They're nifty equipment. They are really nifty, and I've always wanted to I have a curiosity about them. And I just want to see, I'd love to be able to print little kind of sketchbook, what would I call them? Decals. Is that what I would call them? Like little tiny like whales or little fish or something, and stick them on the cover of my sketchbook. But yeah, I don't have access to one, so alas. But that does sound cute. You're working on, oh yeah, Stephanie, yeah. What is is this apart from your dragon? What else are you doing? So this mermaid. So she's got her back looks a little bit, this area here looks a little bit too muddy for me. So I'll move away from that and just highlight her fins here. And I might fix the blending. I'm not that happy with. But yeah, the library near me now, not the one I'm not my local one, but another one. They actually do. They actually have a 3D printer, but me anyway as a staff, I never was trained to use it. I actually had, moved on from it by the time it came in. But apparently, yeah, I never received training, but I would like to have received training. But maybe one day. Acrylic keychains. Okay, how are you making those? Now that's something else I want to try. I want to try. I want to try little kind of keychains for, a wire bound kind of notebook, to like keychain charms, but small little journal charms. I want to try that. And how are you making them? Because yeah, I'm interested in doing that too, but I just don't know how, or I just have to research how. So this lady here now, she's quite pink and kind of blues and lilacs are her main colors. I might have a look at her. Yeah, she's sort of not going wrong, but yeah. How are you making those? Because I want to know too. And I want to do, I wanted to make a video about sketchbook charms, but I just didn't have the technical know-how at the time to do that. So I kind of left the idea in the air. I'm doing with a friend, but can't now since he's in America visiting. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to know how to do that too. But and I was looking at videos kind of for, YouTube videos, so I might get back to that. I would like to know how to do it because it looks so cute. It kind of reminds me of, the back in the 90s where everything was, yeah, videos like tutorials. Sort of reminds me of like back in the 90s where everything had a little kind of something hanging from it, that sort of way. Well, certainly where I come from, it did anyway. But yeah, yeah. A pin maker. Okay. Your birthday passport. Oh, well, look, at least you will have it, Kipu. At least you'll have it. It's not gone forever, or you'll never get it. At least you will, and hopefully now I wish you the best of luck with it. Hopefully it works out how you want to, because I actually would like one of those too. Um, Certainly that's another thing I always think from certainly where I was around. And yes, happy birthday indeed, or belated birthday. Yeah, and at least, as Mama said, at least you are getting one. I always wanted, well, again, I know, material girl. No, I'm not, but those kind of things, like a sticker printer. I would love one of those, but yeah, I always wonder, are they going to be a bit technical or give me a lot of trouble? But yeah. But certainly where I come from, I always associate those kind of things with back in the 90s where everybody had a little, like some kind of a chain or a keyring on their backpack. And yeah, that's kind of why I sort of still have a liking for them all. And I think we've maybe come back around to that again. I do notice people now putting, yeah, those what were those things? There was I had friendship bracelets, and I could make friendship bracelets. There was the other things, the bands, yeah, the loom bands. I remember those, not necessarily the 90s. It was more, I was older then, but I remember the loom bands. And there was something else I remember. I can't think of the name, or maybe you guys don't know, but it was like they were like long pieces of spaghetti basically, and they were rubbery, and I think they were called Scoobies, as in like Scooby Doo. And yeah, loom bands and silly bands, and the Scooby Doo bands, you basically plaited them and curled them over one another. I think, yeah, spaghetti bands is something. Maybe that's what you guys know them as. And seeing, yeah, very, very, yeah, what vibes, what vibes. And you could make little kind of loop and bracelets with them. I remember doing that as a primary school child, and Pokemon cards, of course. And sometimes I see we're kind of heading back to that in a way. I'm just going to go. I'm going to reach for the stars. There's what there is behind me is a glaze. So, and it's got shimmer in it. So Yeah, the hi, Silent Scream. I think I said that to you before, but that is a really cool name. And hello and welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, long time no see. I know, I know. I stream every first Sunday of every month. So yeah, it's 12 streams in the year. But yeah, yeah, welcome, welcome back. And I hope you're doing okay. Um, yeah, I hope your Sunday is going well for you. It is Mermay, so indeed that's what I'm doing. And I'm not sure I like how muddy this mer lady looks here, but anyway, I was talking about something. I'm always talking about something, but this time it was really something I was remembering fondly. Silly bands, yeah, and loom bands, those kind of things. And there was something else, Scooby bracelets. Good. Your wardrobe, okay, okay. Yeah, I had oh, what did I have back in the day? It was this is basically boomers talking. Or a very specific niche or something. But back in my day, I had was it an album? Oh, I know what it was. It was like scrapbook paper, and like when I was in the art shop, I seen the scrapbook paper like for journaling now, and I do journal. I just never showed them on videos. I'm a little bit shy that way with what I write. But I might do it one day on live stream, or certainly with the landscape one, I might do it. But yeah, all these little scraps of paper. But when I was collecting them as a child, and my grandmother in her day, when she was collecting them, they didn't do journaling with them. It was basically you put scraps of pretty paper in an album and you collected them like a card album. So yeah, completely different. Nowadays you collect up scraps of paper and you use them as backing in journals. So that has changed, but it is the same. I know me shy, but I'm a little bit shy about my own journals. So you might see it in August maybe, but we don't know. We don't know yet. If I get really scared, I'll put my hand over a certain page, but they're basically my where I travel and what I do. So yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive about showing that. Mm. But yeah, yeah, I know it takes another level of being comfortable, doesn't it? There's certain best friends I've had for a good portion of my life. I've never shown them. So yeah. But this, yeah, you were saying, Mama. I actually forgot but it kind of gives a little bit of a translucent. I'll show you the jelly kind of. I think it's glass catfish or jelly kind of mer man. Um, and he kind of yeah, he's kind of I like the translucent. I've been able to achieve a certain level of translucence with him. But I'm also freaked out about the fact you can see his skeleton and you can see what he has eaten. So that is a little bit scary, but I kind of like that idea. Yeah, and I like the idea like it's a glass catfish or a jellyfish. I'm not sure because I was in the aquarium and I seen jellyfish, and the idea was that did he eat them or did he just absorb them, and are they somewhat like obviously you can digest them, but after a certain time, like who are they? Well, he's swimming himself, but in this case, are they piloting him? So it's sort of a little bit of body horror, but yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, he got a little baby. Yeah, a little tiny baby. I didn't want where is the baby? Yeah, it's there. Yeah, so a little bit. So he or a day, I don't know. But yeah, I like the idea that the fishes they survive in him for a little bit longer, and because obviously I don't know what organs they have, but it kind of freaks me out that you can see the spine. And that kind of freaks me out about jellyfish that you can kind of see their well, not that they have a spine, but you can see them. You can see through them. Like I don't. I stared at them for ages in that aquarium, and I just wonder how are they alive. But they are. But anyway, yeah. So Now, Kippo, I just noticed you said, so that was the kind of the translucent I wanted to achieve, but with her, I haven't. But anyway, that's okay too, but it does kind of give a level of translucence. I was going to do that actually with Mer men too, Mama, Mer dads. But anyway, we'll think about it. But yeah, I see, Kippo, you were saying about a scrapbook. I always thought maybe I'm wrong, but the scrapbook, my grandmother used to keep a scrapbook, and she actually still does. And she's kept it from the time like she was a child, and she always calls it a scrapbook, and it's obviously, you cut out newspaper articles or songs or poems or pictures, and you put what you like in it. Now, you bring up scrapbook, and I don't know, maybe you do the same. I would have thought that too. But now I kind of see in certain maybe scrapbooks they're changing more towards journals. Were you right? Whereas back in her day, we had this conversation that to her, a journal, she didn't know a journal, but to her, that was a diary. So it's funny, isn't it, the way things do change. And this is a glaze. Ooh, I didn't realize it was that close, but ooh, yeah, it's a glaze, so it looks a bit like yogurt or something. But anyway, yeah, it's a glaze that I seen it on sale, and basically what they were trying to do was in the art shop that I was in, I was replacing a nib. So yeah, they said, would you like to basically, the company basically wants you to try it out, and if it goes well, let them know if you're on Instagram. And I said, oh, okay. And that usually proceeds with something being a complete gimmick. So, but I'm trying it anyway. And this glaze, I think it's a folk art glaze, and it's supposed to change color depending on what creature or what things you put behind it. Now, I was going to say I'll believe it when I see it, but I did use it on these Grecian kind of Atlantean mer creatures. I did use, so it's blue on them, and I don't know why it's blue on them. It might be the spectrum of blue it goes on. So I could try it on my jelly guy, jelly mer person here. I could try it on him, considering because this lady here, she's all black like the other guys. So I could try it on. That's actually what I'm going to do, and see does it work. I'm not going to say it doesn't work, but I'm not going to say it works. So far, I haven't seen it do anything apart from just shine up a bit of blue. But maybe I'm giving it an unfair assessment. I did give Artex markers an unfair assessment first. I thought, oh, they're only for graphic kind of backgrounds. But no, I kind of went back to them and really invested in them, as in experimenting with them. And yeah, I'm sorry, Artex. if you're listening, but oh yeah, I should say yeah, actually, I presume then, Kipu, you actually do you scrapbook or do you journal? Because I think it's journal more so. I'm not sure. They have actually changed in definition, I think, because as I said, my grandmother wasn't sure what a journal was. She actually thought it was more like a scientific journal. And I said, no, 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 it's what you write down. And she says, oh, that's a diary. And I said, you're not wrong, but you're not right. But anyway, but yeah, so scrapbooks, I kind of kept one as a child, but yeah, I'm just curious, do you do? And what do you put in it? But this page based off a printer. Now, actually, you've just reminded me of something. And I'm going to keep talking about this something, but I'll just try and mentally stick a pin in that one because now you've got me there, Kippo. Um, Mama, if yeah, I might actually send this to you on Instagram. But this is draw this in your style, and I think it's called India Mermay 2026. If you type in 2026, um, if you type in Mermay 2026, she should come up. I have it saved and I can send it to you all right. But oh, Kippo, you don't have. But actually, I'm pretty sure if you just draw more people for, and if you have any kind of socials, even if you don't, pretty sure any kind of socials, if you just draw mer creatures, it's good for Mermay, really. But oh, your dragon is done. I would like to see it actually. If you have any kind of a a little social corner, Stephanie. But well done. That was quick, actually, a lot quicker than me. But yeah, I know because I keep talking. And I was going to say something, Kippo, about what you. Yeah, actually, that was it. A commonplace book. Have you ever kept one, or do you know what one is? Because I didn't know what one was until I sort of maybe looked up journaling. I didn't know what a commonplace book was, and I always assumed that was maybe like more of a written form of a scrapbook. I was having this conversation again, yeah, with my grandmother. That was the same conversation about diaries and scrapbooks, and why I think the definition might have changed slightly, or what people use them for. But oof, itchy neck. But yeah, I a commonplace book. And I mentioned to my grandmother, "Do you know what a commonplace book is?" And she'd never heard of it. And I said, "It's basically like what a Victorian gentleman, usually gentlemen will say, would keep, like an encyclopedia, but basically it's all sort of collected knowledge about his specific interests." No idea about that, but yeah, I've often kind of thought about it, but then I realized, well, I journal anyway, so it kind of is a little bit commonly placey. And yeah, Mama, actually, Pearl Shimmer prompt, I was actually thinking pearlescent shimmer. You can actually combine prompts. I have always done that. I've never had an issue with combining prompts. But I was going to do one where, like, a mer person was sitting and another one was kind of scrubbing, buffing their scales. I was thinking about that, so I might still do that for pearlescent shimmer. But you can totally, I think, if it was visible in the photograph, or even a short about catching the light or a shimmer, I would say, yeah, I would say that totally goes down as a prompt, doing the prompt, the pearlescent shimmer. Now, I've just done that on her, and I don't know if you guys can see it in the light, but it's shining in parts more purple, or certainly to me. And the other little guys, they were more blue, so maybe it does actually change color. I don't know. Um, yeah, oh yeah, and there is an artist prompt. One of the prompts has the prompt artist. But yeah, that might actually work for that, and that is kind of looking a little bit more purple on the end of her tail, kind of blue purple. Yeah, so I might try it on this jelly guy. I keep calling him jelly guy, but glass jelly catfish. I don't know what he is, but anyway, I might try it on him, on the blue, and see what result we get. Your things arrived. Oh, things. What are things? That's such a mysterious word, actually. What are things? And he has an orange kind of blotch on his face. I don't know why. But yeah, yeah, commonplace. I'm really interested in. I was kind of reading up about it, yeah, commonplace books, because we again, that same conversation about diaries or journals or scrapbooks, and how some of the definitions of them have changed. And she'd never heard really of a journal, as in, outside of a scientific journal. And certainly I'd never heard of a commonplace book, but diaries and scrapbooks, kind of, yes. And she keeps a scrapbook, but I kind of keep a journal. I often wonder, so sometimes the lines can be blurred, and I find if you just do what you want to do, that's good enough. Like, you don't have to. I could say, well, I have a commonplace book. But somebody online could say, well, that's not a commonplace book. But I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of, to me, it's more a journal. And there's pictures and there's photographs and there's things in it. And if I see something interesting in my life, I'll add it to it. But I haven't been brave enough to show it on. live yet. I might make a video about it. I don't know. I was thinking should I, but I don't think it's not a very arty journal. It's more so I see something interesting or I go to a place that I don't usually go. So yeah, I had a great. That's me, Mama. It's basically all of my notes and ideas. So yeah, and I don't know, some of them never get anywhere. So I'm hoping now this guy he's not he doesn't end up so glittery that we can't see what his internal markings are. But I kind of like the idea that oh, ink and crochet items. Ink, that reminds me of he's not here, I don't think, but Kent. Kent does a lot of ink. So are they ink bottles and what kind of ink? And you do crochet too. What do you make? Yeah, see you in a bit, Kibbo. See you. But this fella now here, he's a little bit haughty looking. I don't know if I'd want him in my aquarium, but yeah, he's a little bit haughty. And he's got these kind of our moon, I think they're moon jellies. Yeah, inks actually, yeah, because Kent is so good at inks. And yeah, and Goober, I actually thought I should make a video for Mermay about maybe making a mer person in ink. It hasn't happened yet, but I might. Because it would be the perfect opportunity. And as you say, in water too. Because some of the backgrounds now on this fella here, this is watercolor background. So that's actually watercolor there. And the catfish, a little shy catfish up there or Plico, there's some watercolors and then there's some acrylics. But I did see. So Kent is not here, so we can talk about him and we won't get in trouble. But oh, Kipu, yeah, because you're new. But Kent, it's Kent Makes Art actually. Yeah, and he's absolutely excellent with. I've never seen an artist. Yeah, we can talk all about him. His ears must be burning, poor Kent. But amazing artist with ink. I've never seen the likes of it on YouTube. And what he does is basically it's the scratching of the ink with a dip pen, I believe. I think it's a dip pen. But he's brilliant at it. And really, the way he's able to get shadow, there's some of his hatching, that's the word. Thank you, Mama. There's some of his art, and I honestly think it's digital, but then he said no, it's actual ink, and it's that clean. I don't know how he's able to do it, but it's fantastic. So Kent Makes Art is him here on YouTube. But definitely, Kippo, go and have a look, and actually have a look at Mama Linksy. And if any of you have channels here and you want to just direct Kippo here, actually, Kippo, if you're new, I'll write you down in my YouTuber notebook. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, he is a wizard, honestly. You're at the water park? Oh, very nice. Very nice. That is cool. So, and what did you do at the water park? I know that's a silly question, but I've never been to a water park. But I do know there is water in the water park. So, oh, you were going live too, Goober. Okay, I'll try to be around actually. Sunday is usually, hopefully I can be. I'm not sure if was I ever? I might have been. But I'll certainly, if I'm around and you're around, I'll certainly come over, stop by and say hi. But yeah, so that's this guy here. I don't know, this dragon glade now, I don't know if it's as visible on him. A little bit catching the light, but yeah. Oh, hi, the fish. Hi. Welcome aboard. If you're new here and if you'd like to subscribe, you're welcome. But I'm drawing Mermay, so I'm drawing some mermaids and mermen for Mermay. And welcome aboard, and I hope your Sunday is treating you nice. Oh yeah, until it's Friday. Okay, well, don't worry. And Mama, I know we said about where was I? You can do them drawing. Oh yeah, actually, thank you, the fish. Yeah, so I'll just show you the fish my sketchbook, but what have been working on throughout the month of April because I live stream the first Sunday of every month. But yeah, I was thinking that yeah, summer works better for you, Mama, too, because and certainly for me because I take a lot of holidays in the summer, so we can certainly meet up. And drawing on each other with ink. Oh my goodness, yeah, artist actually, because one of the prompts is artist. So yeah, that would work, and I I have it on my calendar too, but I haven't been given dates. I don't know, but I'm easy go. Or did I give you a date? I don't know, I forget. But anyway, so I'm gonna just crack on, and we're 10 past. I might get to half two, so and see because I know it's getting on in the day. So this creature here, this is another mermaid. I'm not going by a prompt for this one. So this one was Moon and Narwhal couple. I still don't like his head, but anyway. A baby mermaid. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. Okay. So actually, when you say babies, they might get more in the tank soon. Yeah, actually. And I don't know, do jelly creatures do they? Maybe they absorb the paint, or there's some kind of comedic opportunity here. So yeah, we'll have to think about that one. That is very cute though. Um, yeah, and babies is something I really need to practice on. Or baby monsters. You're still down to do a baby monster live stream actually, because I definitely am. I have to think now where this creature's arm is. So I'm not very good at upper arm posing sometimes, but we'll do tummy here. Um, oh, sure. Oh, mermaid dress. There's a mermaid dress. Okay. Actually, one of these prompts is a gown, so a fish gown could work. Yeah, plant people. Actually, yeah, I would love to draw plant people. I do have my plant OCs, so they're very that phrase cottage core comes to mind. So yeah, I would be down to draw that. Them. Or yeah, in August, I was wondering about landscapes, but I don't know if they are interesting to me. I personally maybe don't think so. So we could draw. August could be smogus. No, yeah, there's some kind of play on words there. I'm not quite getting, but this one here, I'm going to draw rocks. So these two are in windows. Yeah, actually, cottagecore. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, all these internet, you know, aesthetics. Oh, they're not really this, they're not really that, they're not really aesthetics." But oh, you have to go to fish. Well, bye, bye. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for saying that. Pleasure to have you, and happy Sunday, and good luck, and thank you for joining. But goodbye. I was going to say something, Mama. Persephone and yeah, cottagecore. Actually, I was going to say yeah. They always say about oh well, internet aesthetics. They're not this and they're not that, but I really like cottagecore and dark academia. So totally, I always thought yeah, cottagecore and Hades and Persephone. Are you drawing Hades and Persephone by any chance? Because I always thought, yeah, cottagecore, certainly Persephone now, she kind of has a sometimes a darkness with her. I don't know, but yeah, yeah, definitely cottagecore works for them. And I'm going to fix this creature's tail here. And when I get to the halfway mark, I'll see how far I go. So I wonder about his tail or her tail. Yeah, dark cottage core. It's like that light academia. So there could be dark cottage core as well. It's like a whimsy got is a little bit lighter, I think, than ordinary got. Okay. So oh, clothes are very hard. I find it's hard to drape something over a body. Or kind of like I feel like I like to study statues is what I found. And what are you drawing, Kipu? Can we know? Can you say? Yeah, what are you what I'm glad you're making art along with me. Now this creature here, I did like the loop on their tail, but I was thinking maybe a double tail, like not the Starbucks siren, but kind of more double, a split in the tail further down the tail, if that makes sense. And you're going to laugh at me, well, maybe you're not, but yeah, I actually find what works for me with um kind of studying clothing, um the Statue of Liberty. Now you might laugh, but yeah, no, I don't know. The Statue of Liberty is fantastic. She is a standing statue, but to look at, or even statues in their own, I know some of the Grecian statues don't necessarily have a lot of clothing on them, or realistic clothing, but statues that are seated, I can't think off the top of my head, I cannot think of a seated statue with quite convincing clothing, but the Statue of Liberty standing with a dress or standing in clothing, she's perfect, I find, as reference. So that's what I actually do to get folds in clothing. I actually look at marble statues. Laughing. What does goober laughing sound like? That tail doesn't look right. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder that as well. And there is a what is the I've actually seen some of them in person, but those veiled marbles. How on earth did I forget the artist? But it is an Italian Renaissance artist, if I'm not incorrect. But the veiled marble, how on earth did he get that? And there is another statue of it's netting, a fisherman with netting, and it's in marble. How did he do that? Oh, you're drawing one. That's okay, Kibu. That's fine. No, you don't have to. You don't have to say anything you don't want to in my stream. Yeah, no. Painted my sketchbook. Okay, what did you put on the cover? Did you put something like a favorite character of yours, or a landscape, or just abstract? Yeah, what did you put on the cover? And if you don't want to say it, that's okay too. Don't worry. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, Mama, there is. What I was the last thing I was going to say is, and I'll probably make a journal entry about it, but I was in the my local the National Gallery, and they had a show about Renaissance women painters, and it was, oh, Jax, okay, okay, right. Yeah, they had a show on about artists, female Renaissance artists, and I've never seen the likes of them. They were absolutely stunning, and yeah, they did indeed bring up that female, the lady Renaissance marble sculpture, but yeah, I forget her name too, and it's unfortunate that her name doesn't come to me like Leonardo da Vinci or Titian or Michelangelo Botticelli, but unfortunately, yeah, they seem to have been sort of overshadowed, like Mozart's sister, wasn't it? Nannerl, was it? Or Constance, one or the other, but she was an accomplished pianist in her own right. Unfortunately, that was the way of the world, but it's nice to have some recognition at least now. Okay, you don't usually draw them, but look, at least, sometimes drawing what you never draw. That was why I was thinking about landscapes for August. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to kind of practice what you normally wouldn't draw, and then you get better at it, and you figure out, well, I don't like drawing this, but I do like drawing that. So yeah, that's That's are you drawing pin 1? Well, goodbye, and thank you for joining. Thanks for having thanks for I was going to say thanks for having me aboard. Honored to have you aboard. Thank you. Thank you. Object show characters. Okay. So this, I'm not that happy with this split tail here. I might change that. It's the one on your profile. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I might change that here. I'm not that happy with this here. But we'll carry on. What time is it? 21. Yeah, I'll just take down the camera again, this whole live stream, because of the length of the Mer people, the Mar people in it. They're all kind of, it's just sort of lifting up the camera and lifting down the camera. So yeah, the flowy tails are kind of like koi, I always think. And yeah, so there is the double. I'm not that happy with the tail. I kind of wonder, could I actually, do you know what? I'm going to just sort of curl it around and see, like, there could be some fins on it. I'll decide kind of when I'm finished the live stream what exactly I want to do with it, because I do like the long serpentine tails on my mer creatures. So I don't know if I'll keep that. So I'll see, but they're kind of like, there's a decorative version, like decorative koi with the butterfly koi. I'm not sure. Or I do like that, but I also like that. But I also oh yeah, actually, yeah, no, I've decided. I too am a fan of big flowy tails. But I'm also a fan of sort of the fins being quite sparing on the body and being quite low down on the body. So I don't necessarily do a lot of kind of fins along this upper section of the tail, kind of like their version of ties. I don't do a lot there. If I was going to do fins, which I probably will, I would stick them kind of a third of the way down. I don't know why. But is that a whiskey now? Is that a Scotch whiskey? Because I'm not a fan of that now, you know, because there's no E in that now. I don't like seeing that now in my comment section. But yeah, no, not a fan of that. But the flowy, I tell you, Mama, the tin unicorns, I actually am. I love the film, the Last Unicorn. I love how kind of medieval she looks. And I love how kind of, she's nearly like an okapi, I always found, with I know they don't have necessarily a long tail, but she's kind of not goat looking, but she's nearly like a mix of an okapi and a deer. And yeah, I do love the really old fashioned sort of long tailed unicorns. I do love those. And draft. Do you know what? I actually find I saw something. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, or I was making notes anyway for unicorn, and I was thinking there is prehistoric creatures, and like what you're saying, Lost Youth, draft horse unicorns, shire horse unicorns, actually. But what's that creature? It was a relation, I think, to a modern day rhinoceros. Is it a lastiborium or something? And they were massive. They were bigger than, giraffes, and they have the one horn on their nose. And I was thinking it would be cool to do prehistoric unicorns. So I might do that in my live stream. Very kind of, and these unicorns. The idea that draft horse unicorns, do they? Welcome back. Stay positive. Do they kind of like what, farm work here? Do they do that, but in the Fey realm? And is there war unicorns, like war horses? Do knights use unicorns, and are they war unicorns? But I kind of do like the more flowy kind of arterial kind of look too. And yeah, the fetlocks is they're very yeah, I like when didn't the last unicorn have those? I'm pretty sure she did. But yeah, I would like to draw actually fan art of her too for unicorn. And I don't actually do a whole lot of no, I never really draw unicorns, but I might break that rule this next month. So this live stream next month. I don't know why this Mer person is in a box, but they're in the box anyway. So they're very angular looking. I don't know what I was thinking of when I was drawing them, but I like the idea that they've boxed their way up and they're holding something here. So they're holding one of the prompts I was thinking about was dagger. So I like the idea that I don't know how knife throwing or anything would work in the under the water, but they're sort of testing they look a bit menacing actually. So like testing the sharpness of this blade. Yeah, so and I don't know, they've got kind of a very heavy sort of looking tail, and it's gonna kind of circle around them with their fins and back in, so in a loop. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I think it does. I don't know. I don't know. Leave me alone with realism. But yeah. So here we are shaking with the camera. So I can cover up this kind of because this does not look realistic, I say, but we can cover it up. So there's some fins along here. I was thinking maybe olivey, or maybe not necessarily black, but maybe a kind of that kind of color that kind of catfish are. Maybe what color are they? They're sort of kind of like a browny gray kind of color, but I don't know. I kind of like the color team I am going with, like purples and lilacs. So I might stay with that. I might do this creature here as doesn't necessarily have to be a real fish, but I'll think about it. And their tail is sort of so it curves in. And there's fins here. And there's fins here. So yeah, so they're sort of in a kind of a box, or a little bit more abstract. So they do in fact fit inside the box. Okay, and I'm gonna work on their face a little bit more. Maybe they can be separate in themselves. So I do kind of like when I give them horns, so nearly like dragonfish. That's why I keep saying they don't actually have to fit sort of real life fish standards. So yeah, and the same with unicorns. Like you can make them real life horses. Actually, no, Cappy as a unicorn would be kind of cool. One of the challenges that I do know is going to be coming out for unicorn is I think there's a mythology based one. So a lot of again mythology, a lot of it has versions of unicorns. So yeah, so if there was say like one from the African continent, it could be cool to kind of incorporate an okapi with them. I was thinking, and then of course European could be more like medieval kind of, or Renaissance even, like a heraldry, the way some kind of crests have unicorns on them. So yeah, could be that. Yeah, so unicorn okapis would be kind of cool, I think. And I was thinking as well, if it came to say like fossils or something, The megaloceros, the Irish elk, but as a unicorn, that would be quite stunning and maybe a kind of a Celtic twist on it. So yeah, it's kind of like brainstorming together actually. Their horns, I think, cartilage or bone. I often thought maybe, like rhinos, aren't they, or rhinoceros? They aren't they hair? Maybe like keratin, like our nails. Is that what they are? Maybe I don't know. But I often thought rather than actual bone. Oh, the horns on the mer creatures. Oh, okay. Now you got me thinking. Actually, are they bone? I don't think so. I think they're more maybe for swimming. It would be more cartilage. Oh, actually, though, what are walruses? Are they not bones? And narwhals, it's a kind of a tooth, isn't it? But it doesn't make sense with these. Maybe it's like, or walruses are teeth too. So, I don't know. But maybe like walruses, they're valuable in some way. But certainly walruses were, they would our narwhals was kind of where they got the bones, we'll say, for unicorns from too. In other, in a lot of, not all the time, but sort of fed into the meat of unicorns, and so did rhinoceros, of course. But there's always a real life explanation for all of these creatures, and a lot of the times we understand it now. So yeah, so okay, you're going, Kipu. Well, that's okay, and thank you for joining the stream. And it's been a pleasure, and thanks for being here. And I appreciate it. So I'm just going to do the last inking in on this mermaid up here, because she was the one mainly finished. So she is going to be the star of the show. So we'll give her some gold. And yeah, thank you for joining. And if you're interested, the first Sunday, I don't have the date, but the first Sunday of next month, so the first Sunday of June, I will be back, and very much Junicorn. So maybe those scales they're probably showing more when I hold her towards the window. And rar, goober. And here's more scales. So I don't draw much scales on them. I just sort of hint them in. Kind of like as I go down the body, they get kind of smaller. But sort of like nearly like reminding myself that they do have scales. It's kind of like just, I'm not drawing all the scales in on the body, just hinting them in. Okay, and we might do her little eye. Did I bring a pen for her eye? No, I didn't. Oh, okay. No pen for her eye. Yeah, it's kind of like an impression that, yeah, it's kind of nearly like reminding, not reminding, but this mer person has scales all along her body. But obviously you don't need to, actually, that's not a great pen. You don't need to draw the scales on their entire body. I see that sometimes with drawing their faces. They kind of just do a highlighted scales on the cheeks. So I'm a fan. And kind of keeping the body clean of fins or anything. So, and I did some arm posing for this. So I don't think her arms are necessarily in the right position, but anyway. And we'll do some white highlights on those fish. So the fish are going to be different again, and do big ears. So big fin ears. I don't know what their ears are made out of, actually. Probably just cartilage like. Although I do imagine The mer people, they, it's kind of like, is their ears not necessarily cartilage like we have? Well, they are cartilage, but is it kind of more? As in, do they is it kind of like vibrations in ah vibrations in the water? Like, is that why they have such big ears? Is it kind of more like kind of feelers nearly? Are the ends of them kind of more kind of using their nerves to kind of to feel sort of things in the water? Kind of makes sense, I thought. Um, Different from how whales and I think seals and dolphins have internal ears, so it's kind of they hear kind of feel vibrations more so. But so you can see she's got little kind of fringe on her. And little. So she does, there is some kind of idea of movement. And her eye, I'm going to just dot in her eye, but I'm not going to add it in because I actually haven't got a pen for it. And there's her little face. So there she is. So she's kind of, her features are a little bit, not all complete, but anyway, we'll keep going. I'll finish her and I'll do the fish, and then I will call it a day. But I'm really happy with how she's ending out, and this is a good start to Mermay. I know I've been doing Mermay for the last month, but we won't talk about that. I wonder, are these fins? So they're sort of like, she's like an eel. Has she got some kind of venom or power in her, as in like a voltage? Like an electric eel. I don't know much about eels. I don't know. I know what they look like. I don't know what an electric eel does, but other than, yes, it shocks people. But yeah, I'm thinking that too, Mama. I'm thinking that they have less. It's for sleekness. Really, the way kind of like in. Well, I know what we make copies nature, but the way like things built for speed, like a Concorde, or that really fast trains, like the bullet train in Japan. The way that has a lot less definition than a steam train, because it is built for speed, and certainly the front of it is kind of just like Concorde, like a long nose, and they're a lot less defined than the likes of steam trains, and that is for speed. So I kind of think they don't have really defined features. They have a sliding kind of like a sliding kind of out of the nose. But yeah, that's kind of what they kind of have, kind of like, yeah, in like Concorde, or which are based on sharks, I believe. But the way they're built for aerodynamics, hydrodynamics. Yeah, that is more so. Certainly underwater things would be hydro. Steam train. Are you a steam train guy, Goober? I know cars is your thing, but do you also like trains? I know people in real life that are really into trains, but are you into them as much? And I'll do these little fish with their big little fish with their little big eyes, and then I'll probably call it a day. Because yeah, it is getting on, and I know you guys you're cracking on, Mama. You have a stream as well, and I kind of just want to finish washing my hair and shower. Yeah. Oh, hi. I don't care. You're new, but thank you. Yeah, I do. Kind of my mer creatures. This guy here has. So he starts here, and he has a very long tail. So I do love mer creatures with long tails, and it is a feature that I kind of like to add in. Crimson likes trains. Okay. Yeah, Steam have certainly, there's more of a kind of there's a romance or something with Steam, isn't there? It's kind of like the Orient Express, and yeah, definitely. But a lot of people do romanticize Steam too. Uh, uh, yeah, that's why I might push it. What time? Oh, 39. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe about 10 more minutes. And then I will call it a day. There's an alert here. Who's the alert for, Goober? I don't think it's me. But yeah, there is a kind of a romance built up with Steam. But yeah, certainly more different. There's they're both trains, but there's a very different kind of look to, the bullet train than there is a steam train. Airbus. Yeah, actually, that reminds me of, isn't it one, the Beluga plane? That one. Is that a real plane? Um, because I've never seen one in real life, and I only ever see an occasional one picture of them online. So I just wonder, is it an actual plane? Because it is kind of very funny looking. Okay, and her hand is not the best there, but I think I will leave it at that. I might just put in tiny little scales. It is it? Okay, so it is a big-headed Airbus. Hi, Sonia. Hi, and welcome. It is a big-headed Airbus that can carry plane parts. Okay. That's what I always wonder. How do they actually leave the ground? Because they are so heavy. But I suppose that's the aerodynamics and the science at play. Yeah, so okay, so beluga plane. I must look them up because they do look very, very funny. So Goober confirmed you are a plane guide, and I take it. It has the variants. Okay. I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay, confirmed playing guy. I often find, and don't take this the wrong way because I'm definitely not insulting you, but people that are into cars, they nearly always are into planes as well. Maybe that's a generalization, but that's what I have found. And it seems, yeah, you are. But yeah, um, guys and their trains and planes. But I hate to generalize, and then girls and their glitter and sparkly things. I know it's terrible to generalize, but I can appreciate planes and cars. Oh, goober. Oh, goober. Yeah, I think it's the mechanical stuff. I actually do think it's that. I think it's kind of the, working them out, like what fits together and the science behind it and how something is built together to make it do what it does. I think it's that really. I am fascinated with that kind of thing too, but I don't have the brain for it, but I do appreciate it. I do think you're right, Mama. I think it's that kind of thing. From my memory, I think it was certainly in my work, it's we have a the Lego club that meets up, and certainly it's more now. Is it equal girls boys? It used to be equal girls boys. Now it's boys a little bit more. So yeah, you're probably right. It's the building and the mechanics. Thank you, Sonia. Yeah, thank you. So I only managed to get one mer creature done for this live stream, but yeah, yeah. So maybe certainly I will continue this page off the stream and I will post. You've a Lego BMW. Oh, cool, cool. I don't have a real BMW, but yeah, that is cool. Toyota. Do you have Lego, Mama? Is it more boys or is it evenly split? I'm just curious because ours used to be evenly split and now it seems to be a little bit more boys. So just curious. And then I leave off. And to anyone that was just lurking in the stream, thank you very much for watching and staying with me until the end. It's about even. Okay, that is interesting because my one was, yeah, even. And now, well, when I say it's more boys, it's maybe two more boys. So, but it's still more boys. But yeah, interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna finish this, do the rest of my adulting for the day, and then I'll be probably On again. No, you're grand. You're not late, Mama. I always think it's awkward my time that I stream at, but it seems to hit some people. But I suppose that's the time zones. But anyway, I have had a great live stream, and I will be back. Thank you all for watching and joining. I will be back on the 6th of June. Oh my goodness, will I? Grandmother's birthday. Yeah, I will. The monthly hangouts. Yeah, the girls are kind of more into sort of meeting up and kind of being friends, aren't they? That's what I always think too. But anyway, so I'll be back on the 6th of June for Junicorns. So yeah, and I'll meet you all then and I'll show, what I've done for the entirety of May. But thank you all for being here, and hope you enjoyed the stream, because I had a lot of fun, and you're great to be here and I appreciate you all. But for now, in a life, bye.